What's going on, everybody? Devara Carib Sensations here, and I'm back with another video. This time what I did was a steamed kale recipe. I added some chickpeas in here, some sun-dried tomatoes, and a few other ingredients, but it came out really well and it was video worthy. So what I'm gonna do is take you through everything right now. Here we go. Alright, the first thing you want to do is soak your chickpeas overnight. It's easily gonna more than double in size. After that, what you want to do is soak your sun-dried tomatoes. I do this in the morning and I cover it with just enough water to cover the top. Now we fill our pot with water and we turn the heat on high. What I do is I wash and I bag the chickpeas so they're easily accessible when I'm ready for them. What I'm going to do is add 2 to 3 tablespoons of sea moss gel and mix in there with the chickpeas as it's coming up to a boil. Now I'm going to chop 2 bunches of kale, and then we're going to put this aside and chop the rest of our ingredients. Now you just roughly chop your onions and get them ready. Throw these in a bowl. Now you can grate your ginger, but I'm just gonna chop these now. I can't find my grater right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chop these and then add them to the ingredients. Now we're gonna chop our scallion. This is about 6 stalks of scallion. I'm just gonna chop these fine and add these as well. Okay, and now we're gonna chop 2 plum tomatoes and then put these aside as well. By this time, your sun-dried tomatoes should be ready, so let's go ahead and chop these. The reason why I soak them is because it's easier to cut afterwards, and I can cut them up really fine to add to the recipes. Usually it only needs to soak for a couple of hours, and then you should be good. And then we add a bunch of thyme, and we're ready. Now let's open up these mature coconuts. What I do is I poke a little hole in the center. There's 3 eye loops on the top of the coconut. One of them you're going to be able to go through. Drain out the juice out of the coconut, and now I take a meat cleaver and I try to open it. Sometimes it's hard to open, so what I do, if I'm having difficulty trying to open the coconuts, I'll just take it outside and then hit it on the ground until it opens. And it looks like that's what I'm going to have to do with this one. So here we go. There we go. Now we have it open. Do that to the next one, and now we go back in. What I'm going to do is use a stainless steel coconut meat removal tool, and I will put a link to this below so you can find it on Amazon. But this is a great tool to have, especially if you're working with a lot of coconuts. I always recommend making your own coconut cream and coconut milk to add to your recipes. However, if you don't have access, just make sure you read the ingredients. Now we're gonna wash off all of the coconut, and what you want to look for is any kind of coconut shell shavings. So flip them over and look at them before you start cutting them. Once everything is okay, just start chopping them. You don't have to chop them real fine, but I'm gonna be using a Omega 8006 juicer to process these, and I want to make sure they can go easily down the chute. And there you have it. Now you just feed it through the chute and press down if necessary and juice all of these. These are 2 mature coconuts, and we're gonna get about roughly 10 ounces of juice out of these, and you'll see at the end. But it's always better to use fresh coconut milk or coconut cream in this case, rather than the canned coconuts. If all you have is access to the canned coconuts, make sure you read the ingredients. And if there's anything other than coconuts and water, I would not recommend using it. So now that we're done with this, let's see the results. So we have about 10 ounces of coconut cream. Remember, the coconut cream is the concentrated version of the coconut milk. The coconut milk, you would add water to it, but this is the concentrated cream. So let's open our pot, and as you can see, all of the water has pretty much boiled out. There's still a little water at the bottom, but this is the time where you want to start adding your ingredients into it. The chickpeas should be nice and soft. They still maybe can use a little bit more cook time, but now we're going to add the thyme, habanero pepper, and onions, and ginger. Go ahead and give this a mix, and now we're gonna add our tomatoes, our sun-dried tomatoes, give this another stir, and then we add our liquid. Here I'm gonna be pouring in some coconut Aminos. I'll leave a link below where you can get this product as well. Our freshly made coconut cream, we're just gonna pour right on here. We cover the pot and give it some time to cook. Let's open this up and check where we have. Now you can see everything is starting to thicken up. The coconut cream as well as the sea moss gel is starting to make this recipe a little bit thicker, which is great. And make sure you give it time for the flavors to go together. And now we can add our kale on the top. What you want to do is you want to steam the kale. So I always add the kale last. Now this is 2 bunches of kale. Make sure you have a big enough pot to fit everything in there and stuff it down there, because this kale is going to shrink. It may seem like it doesn't fit right now, but trust me, give it a few minutes and you'll notice it. What I'm going to do is add Redmonds real salt. I'll leave a link below as well, but if you have sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, that'll work just fine. And as you can see, the kale has shrunk down, so now let's go ahead and give it a mix. And what you want to do is make sure that you mix it thoroughly so you spread the kale out. And we are done. And there you have it, folks. We are all done. Now, I really hope you guys enjoy this recipe. If you do, please do me a favor and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Make your food be your medicine, your food. Blend up your carrot with the lettuce in a juice. No afraid fi mix your vegetable